Alright, what up, YouTube? It's Tonight Saint here back with another video, man. Niggas out there be looking sexy as hell, no cap. But nah, for real though. What's up, YouTube? Shit, back with this video. This video is gonna be about learning to forgive yourself to move forward. I think that everybody that stumble, or get like into the spirituality stuff, not like the new age shit where everybody trying to be all living like, all the fake shit. I'm not thinking about that. I'm talking about the real sense of really following Buddhism, Hinduism, or you following even like realistically any of the religion, it's always a real spiritual aspect to all of them. I think that a lot of people, this is a little rant before I get to the main video. I think a lot of people be trying to shut all these religions out, but I think it's always an actual like real aspect to it. I think that if people take these stories and these like historic, not these religious texts and like really be honest with it and like really read through it and like use it to become a better person in the form of like just spirituality, I think that it will create a lot of better people. But I mean, a lot of people just use religion as like a way to hide behind it, like to hide and conform. But yeah, learn to forgive yourself. This has been something that's been heavy on like my own heart because, and just becoming more aware and just analyzing my life from A through Z, and just really just paying attention to myself and just things I've been through. Like I said, let me tell it. I'm gonna say I haven't been through nothing, but people be like, "Oh, that's been a lot." And I mean, you gotta really. Everybody's been through a lot, and you gotta learn how to sympathize and empathize with yourself. I can only speak from a male perspective, but I know that a lot of young men they tend to like I said, they move forward and they just throw whatever happened to them and behind them and keep moving forward, and they don't ever really take the time to process a lot of things that goes on with them. And that's really just because society want to allow, well, a lot of society, I know society is changing now. They want people to be more open and all that, and part of me feel like it's some authenticity to it, but at the same time I just feel like that's just like a tactic. Like I said, I'm very skeptical about everything. I like that's honestly just how I am naturally, but you got to learn how to support yourself and really start to empathize with yourself. I think that a lot of my life I've been my worst enemy a lot of my life, and it's just because of just growing up, like the trauma of growing up with having like my mother and my father. My mother was she was always working all the time. Whenever I talked to my father, it was like it was never something it was always like my fault growing up. And I'm not trying to, I know I'm getting a little personal, but it's not like, not saying all things happening was my fault, but it's like we all understand that some things just be happening. Like life just happens. But for some odd reason, some people take things to heart severely, or like take growing up. For example, let me use myself as an example. Like the idea of, let me be more realistic. Let's say something happened. I got in a car accident. My mother was like, "Why did you go over there?" I mean, what you mean? Why did I go over there? I got hit by a car. I had no control over getting hit by that car, but for some odd reason, I'm getting in trouble or getting talked to about going someplace, even though me getting hit by the car was unrelated to me going to that place, right? It was literally out of my control. But think about being subjected to that type of thinking all your life growing up. So when a lot of things happen that's really out of your control, you start to subconsciously start to blame yourself for everything. And that's not from just that side. Let's say whenever my dad would call or try to have a conversation with me, or even just my siblings, he trying to get on our case about, maybe not talking to him, or, maybe not, reaching out to him. And like I said, just to be honest, I mean, how is that a kid for not wanting to talk to their parents when your parents is your parents? Like I said, they want to talk to you, they gonna talk to you. They gonna go out their way to come talk to you. And I know I'm getting sentimental and just trying to be honest, but I'm just trying to paint a picture and try to, create an idea so you can see it. Like growing up that way, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that had experienced some shit like this. So you gotta understand like how you gotta understand how your brain takes that and it amplified or it connected to your regular issues. Like a lot of my own problems I dealt with, whether it disrespecting somebody else, I tend to just turn inwardly and just blame myself for it very quickly. Like I got bullied, and I just thought, like I said, it was something I was doing wrong. I wasn't kissing ass or nothing, but it's just like I allowed myself to get bullied because I felt deserving of whatever it was. Like whatever it was that was happening to me, I felt deserving of it. Whether it was disrespect, whether it was just bullying, whether it was just the blame for something, I just felt like I was, even though I didn't really feel very negative growing up, I was very optimistic and hopeful as a kid. There was some part of me, maybe that was the enemy part of me that was always going against myself. It was growing very strong. It was growing very strong till it got to points where I was having dreams about me like beating myself up and, you know, your shadow attacking you and, you know, like that type of stuff. I talked about this in the video before, but get to that point. But growing up, like I said at the beginning of the video, I just felt like I was just very much an enemy to myself for things that I had no control over, and I really had no, you know, no dog in. It's like, and if I'm being honest, that's not a total negative thing, but I think that you got to know how to use it in the right way. I think that in a sense you should blame yourself for everything that happens in your life, but I think you need a certain amount of rationale, and you need to be able to let it go as well. Like if something happens in your life, I think that, of course, I think that's very, I mean, then again, I'm a man, so I think that's different. You should be able to have control over every aspect of your life. Of course, you can't control that, what happens outside of it, but you need A to Z down pack, and I think that's where I'm trying to get to now. And if it don't go like that, that's clearly your fault. It's really either something that you don't know or it's something that you're not enforcing, and both are still your responsibility. Like I said, you can't get upset for things that you don't know. You can't. I don't try to get upset with people. I try my hardest not to get upset with people that don't know something. But actually, I don't get upset with people that don't know nothing. But with myself, I'm like, dog, why? How couldn't you not know this? At times, but I'm understanding I'm understanding now, like to be more compassionate with myself and just, well, you know, be the angel on my shoulder than to be like just the devil and just, you know, just talk down to myself, you know. But understanding like to forgive yourself, like you need to learn how to forgive yourself because you hold on to a lot of these negative emotions, and in the end, like I said, it don't affect nobody else but you. I mean, truthfully, of course, it may be collateral damage by how you blow up, or you know, you might react, or you might, you know, subject that on, let's say, your kids when you get older because it's unhealed, or is anybody around you. It hurts yourself. It hurts you the most because, like I said, it stunts your growth and you moving forward with your own life. So, yeah, forgiving yourself. I had to forgive myself. Like I said, if I didn't, like I would. Me forgiving myself was my first step to really just accepting myself for who I was and stop allowing myself to just talk negative to myself. Like I think that when you conquer negative self-talk, you conquer a lot of you. That's like a major win because like now your brain legit is like silent. Like I won't say my higher self was talking to me, but it's like at times I feel like I'm very like my mom will automatically turn on and like start talking to me like, okay, well you're doing this good, and it's like a support system in my head. And I know people be like, oh, that's your higher self and things like that, but like I said, I don't think that did. I think that's at times I be feeling like I be forcing it, but at times it just come on and it's very self-soothing. I think that's something that's I've been trying to learn as well, and just learning how to just be by myself. I mean, that's the crazy thing about it is I always been able to be by myself, but when I started to become more aware, it became hard to be by myself because I was by myself because it's just I didn't have any friends. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I was just so traumatized in a way, and like socially I couldn't really deal with people, so I subjected myself to isolation and I couldn't deal with it. So, and I was always helping people out. Like I said, I'm very just a helpful person. Like I said, I'm very self-sacrificial. I mean, I'm very quick to sacrifice myself, and I don't think the idea is entirely bad, but I was getting to a very dangerous point, and dangerous in terms of like my own self-respect and my own ability to, like, you know, love myself and care for myself. But yeah, what was I about to say? Yeah, being able to stop all the negative, like, self-talk will help you, you know, like, quiet your mind. Like, it will help you focus in on what you need to focus on. Like, I think I be trying to just tell people that be around me, like, you gotta stop with the negative self-talk, cause like you beating yourself down more than you have to, right? I think with life and just dealing with people and just trying to make it in life, period, it's always people and naysayers and people always talking. And it's like it won't make it better with you sitting there talking negative about yourself. It won't make it better at all. It's like it's just gonna make it worse, and it's gonna make you feel worse. It's gonna make you feel like you're dead. Like I said, what they be saying at the end of the night, all you see when you close your eyes, all you got. I'm about to say that's all you have, and I'm about to say there's 0 point to be talking to yourself negatively when literally tomorrow, if you're still alive, this is the person that you got to come back to. Like, that's ass backwards. But people don't get that. But hey, that's not the point. The point is that it's better that you understand it than everybody else. Of course, in the perfect world, we want everybody to understand what we can see, but we can't. And that's something that I think I'm finally starting to understand it now. Cause all last year I'm trying to, you're trying to get to people that, in terms of they not even in a superior way, just that's the way it is. You can't get to people that some people can't see. What did he be saying? Taekwondo says, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fire. But he got it from a nigga named Steve. He was like trying to get some people to look in the mirror, but they look outside the window. I'm like, damn, that shit hard. But it's like that's how it really is. Some people aren't capable of like introspection and looking at themselves. So they gotta constantly keep themselves distracted by what's going on. And like I said, a lot of people will stay the same. But you can't get upset about it. Like I said, that's just their conscious level, and you gotta allow them to do that. You gotta allow them to go through that and go through their own journey. So yeah, if y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you.